What is up, YouTube? I am back with another video. This is a deck I've been brewing for the past few days. It's very, very interesting, very cool. It's got me to Mythic, and I will put the proof on the screen right now. There I am, Wildman 101, Simic Other, 71% win rate, pretty good. Rank 823. We got to keep climbing with the deck. So what is this deck? What was my thought process? So if you've ever played like Historic, this is I really enjoyed the Simic Eldrazi deck. This is kind of like that. It's like the standard version, the best I could come up with. And it's kind of based off a card that I think is really, really powerful, but really underplayed in standard, and that is Portent of Calamity. So Portent of Calamity is a blue and an X sorcery. It's from Bloomburrow. Its effect reads, reveal the top X cards of your library. For each card type, you may exile a card of that type from among them. Put the rest into your graveyard. You may cast a spell from among the exiled cards without paying its mana cost. If you exiled 4 or more cards this way, then put the rest of the exiled cards into your hand. Okay, that's a long line of text. What does it actually do? So you look at a bunch of cards, and then you pick like sorcery, instant, battle, enchantment, artifact, planeswalker, etc., and you get to take each one of those and put those into your hand. And if you've picked at least 4, then you can pick one of the ones that you've picked into your hand and cast it for free. So you can cheat things out into play, and it's a good kind of value engine, or good value card. So you're going to see a lot of unique cards in here, as you can see it, that you're going to see one-ofs and just unique cards you wouldn't otherwise see, because we need different types so that Portent of Calamity, you get that at least 4 so we can start cheating things out, and we can get the max value. So we've got, let's just go through the entire list. We've got so this is just like all ramp, a lot of ramp, and then we're trying to cheat out things at the top. We'll go through it all. Okay, Joint Exploration, 2 mana, kicker, green, scry 2, then draw a card. The spell is kicked. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. It's a solid 2 mana play. It's a solid 3 mana ramp option because you can do it on your opponent's turn. But really, the biggest reason this card is in the deck is because it is an instant, and it's the only instant that we have in the entire deck. Pretty necessary. There's just not many other instants that we really want to play in this deck. So Joint Exploration is just a solid card. It's exactly what we want. It ramps, and the ramping on their turn is actually really powerful because early on we are kind of like, at turn 2 and 3 we're kind of we're tender to counter spells. So it's nice to be able to play on my opponent's turn and get the ramp out, and then play another spell on my turn, and if they want to counter it, they have to choose, right? Next card is Glimpse the Core, sorcery. This one is just a 2 mana ramp spell, grabs a forest, puts it into play, easy peasy. Very strong card. We want as much 2 mana ramp as possible. Sorcery is not what we want. We have a lot of sorceries, but it's just too strong not to have. Invasion of Ixalan is a battle that lets you take a permanent from the top of your deck and put it into your hand. It helps you find the win conditions. It helps you hit your land drops. But another important part about this is it is a battle, and we need diversity. That is a huge part of this deck, is diversity in card types. Next 2-drop we have is the Ironcrag. The Ironcrag is a 2 mana artifact, mana rock, and this card is really, really good in the deck. It's pretty much exactly what you want. It's 2 mana and it's an artifact, which we need more of. The only problem with Ironcrag is it's a legendary artifact, so you can only have 1 on the board at a time, making any ones you draw later on being kind of dead. It works really well. I mean, it's like perfect in the deck. It works with Ugin, which is really, really nice. And it's just like 2 mana ramp is kind of exactly what we want, but it's, that legendary artifact hurts it. So I've kind of maxed it out at 2, and I'm happy with that. All right, next cards we're looking at are Heaped Harvest. Good 3 mana artifact ramp. Spelunking, we're running a 1-of. Spelunking is really, really nice. It's not our best ramp spell, but when it makes all our other ramp spells better and smoother. So, if we Fenrir or Invasion of Zendikar, then all the lands that come out are untapped. Speaking of Fenrir, Fenrir has been really nice in this deck. He's an enchantment and a creature, so he counts as 2 for Portent Calamity. You know, pretty nice. Like, you can pick it for either one, and it is a 3/2 that is on the board that, you know, helps you against aggro. I was running Hauntwoods, but I think, you know, Hauntwoods is also an enchantment creature, but I think Fenrir makes a little bit more sense. Better against the aggro matchups, draws you cards potentially, and actually works pretty well with Invasion of Zendikar. He comes down on turn 3 as a 3/2, and then you play Zendikar on turn 4. You can swing Fenrir into the Zendikar to flip it and get the 4/4. Pretty nice. Next card we're going to look at is Bloomvine Regent. Bloomvine Regent, I've really liked in this deck. It's a creature, and it is only a creature, but it lets you... you know, put a land into play and grab another forest from your deck to put into your hand so you can hit that land drop for the turn. I've noticed this card really saving me on hitting land drops, and if you're missing land drops with this deck, it does get pretty rough. So this has been a great addition. Next one we talked about was Invasion of Zendikar, 4 mana. You play this, it's a battle, you put 2 lands into play. It's great, like, it works perfectly in the deck. You need battles. You want as many types as possible, so it's just very, very nice. Next 4 mana thing we got is Meringue. 4 mana. It's a draw that also it just works really well with Omniscience and Invasion, things that we want to bounce. It works well with Zendikar, whatever we want to bounce. Whether it be our opponent's stuff or our stuff, we can get extra value. Invasion of our Arcavios. This card we're going to come back to our Invasion of Arcavios because it's kind of like a pivotal point in the deck. So I'm going to come back when we get to the sideboard and we'll talk about Invasion. Make your own luck. 5 mana, look at the top 3 cards. You can plot one of them and play it for free next turn. Really, really strong card. It's a little bit slow, so we're only running 2 of them. It's also a sorcery, which we're kind of heavy on. So I am running 2 of them, but it's really nice. I've won many games with just make your own luck into an Omniscience, into an Ugin, and it's just like your opponent can't do anything. The next turn you're playing Omniscience and you're winning. And it comes out of nowhere. They're not expecting it, right? You can ramp on turn 2, turn 3, play make your own luck, and you know, and then you've got Omniscience on the board on turn 5. Not too bad. Next card we got is Chimmel, the Inner Sun. So Chimmel is the latest addition to this deck. Has proved really, really nice. Really important so it gives you value, but more importantly, it makes all your spells uncounterable. And you go, well, okay, all my spells are uncounterable. That's nice and all, but how am I going to actually, you know, get this on the board so that all the rest are uncounterable? Well, then we're running 4 Mistrise Village, so don't worry. You can just sit, like in those control matchups, you just sit around, wait until you got that Mistrise Village, you know, play your Mistrise Village, and get the Chimmel on board. Well, and you can use Mistrise Village as you go, but when you want to just get Chimmel on the board, then you can play all your spells for free. Really, really nice. Next thing we got is Ugin. 3 Ugin. Ugin works amazing in this deck. Not only is Ugin a Planeswalker, which is something that we can hit off Portent, it ramps us into Omniscience. So if we play Ugin, we can play Omniscience the turn after with the 0 ability on Ugin. It comes down as removal as well, and the removal is uncounterable. So even if your opponent does have that counter, you can usually just run Ugin into the counter, get the removal out of them, and that's good enough, right? They've used the counter, but you've just used a really expensive kill spell, and everything's fine. You pass back to your opponent, you're living, you're fine. Next card we got is Portal for Phyrexia. Phyrexia is really, really good as well. It's an artifact. You can hit it off Portent, you can hit it off Make Your Own Luck. You know, it's free with Omniscience, but it's also just another win con with Ugin. So if you have Ugin and you're ulting with Ugin, this is another way to win. This deck is really resilient to a lot of different things. It's hard to hate on any certain part of this deck. If you go too hard with, you know, the deck is kind of resistant to duress because you're running these creature cards. It's resistant to counter spells because you're playing these counters. And it's not just our anti-counter stuff like Mistrise and Chimmel, and then you've got, you know, just various win cons. You can win with Portal Phyrexia and Ugin Ultimate. You can win with just ramping and Invasion. You can win with cheating out Omniscience. You can win with not even cheating it out, but just ramping it out, right? Just a lot of ways to get to the win. And I think that's really important. And this is the last card, Omniscience. Everyone's familiar with the card. An absolutely insane card. Casting everything for free. It's 10 mana. You can cast this thing for literally for 10 mana for free, with Portent of Calamity and with Make Your Own Luck. But if all else fails, you can just get to that 10 mana and ramp it and play Omniscience. All right, so let's talk about this Invasion of Arcavios. So Invasion of Arcavios lets you pull things from outside of the game. It lets you get instances and sorceries from outside the game, your graveyard, or your deck. So what are you doing with Invasion of Arcavios? So with Invasion, this is kind of the idea with the kind of Simic Eldrazi, if you ever played this. You have the Karn sideboard where you pull artifacts out of your sideboard. Well, with this deck, you pull instants and sorceries. Not the newest idea, but it's a very cool and very interesting idea. So how do you win? So either you can Omniscience into Invasion and you just play Jeskai Revelations. Everyone has seen this before. You play out the Omniscience, you play your Invasion, and then you keep looping Invasion with Jeskai Revelation, ping your opponent. Well, okay, what if you don't have Omniscience, or they've killed your Omniscience or whatever, and you just have Invasion and you need a card? Then you can start, this is where it starts getting interesting. So like if you just have Invasion and you have a bunch of mana and you're not under pressure, the next thing you can kind of do for a win con is Doppelgang. So with Doppelgang, you can make, Simic, it's not popping up, I don't know why, but it is Simic triple X, there we go. Simic triple X, for each X target permanents, create X tokens that are copies of that token. So for every 3 mana you spend on Doppelgang, you get to make X copies of something, okay? So you can win just with Invasion if you kind of untap with Invasion, and let's say you have Ugin on the board. This is like later in the game if you just kind of need to win the game and you don't have Omniscience. If you have Omniscience, obviously, you know, there's plenty of other ways. I have Time Stop in here, so sometimes you just need to just end your opponent's turn. It's a really, really good counter spell. It plays around things that the anti-counter stuff, like your opponent, let's say they're playing Mistrise Village. Well, Time Stop just ends the turn, so it doesn't actually counter the spell, but it effectively works the same way. Season of Weaving has been really nice. It's a board clear for 6 mana. It bounces your Invasion again, so you can replay the Invasion. You can grab the Season of Weaving, whatever you need. It also makes copies of your Meringue. So let's say you only have Meringue and Invasion, and I've had times where I don't have any cards left in my deck because Portent of Calamity throws all the cards that you don't pick with it into the graveyard. They don't go back in your deck or anything, right? So I've needed to Season of Weaving, copy my Meringue, bounce my Invasion, copy my Meringue, bounce my Invasion. You keep doing this, 10 times or whatever, and then I win with like a heroic reinforcement, and that is why that's in the deck. So you can just give all your Meringues haste and swing in. The next card that I want to talk about is Step Between Worlds. Again, we kind of talked about this, but like we mill ourselves. Also, it's just a good like anti-mill card. Being able to put all the cards back from your graveyard back, shuffle them back into the deck. It's just nice. It's a good synergy. It's a good card against control, and it's a good when you might be milling out yourself and you just need to shuffle your deck back in, or even like you've run out of cards. You've got I don't know in what scenario, but you might have 0 cards in your hand. This will shuffle everything in, and it's a draw 7, so not too bad. The next card we got is Invasion, another Invasion. I put this in when I'm playing against control decks, because if they are on like something like Jace or something and your first Invasion gets milled, then you're working with one less, a lot less win conditions, and you just don't want that to happen. You want just throw in a second one, be safe, and it'll feel, just be safe. Aetherize is nice when you are just need to survive one more turn and you don't have a ton of mana. It's just a 4 mana way to bounce your opponent's board. I don't use Aetherize much, but it can come up. Next thing is Growth from the Ashes. Growth from the Ashes is a ramp spell that we don't use because it's not really great in any scenario, but it's flexible. So you can either do the 3 mana, search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle, and it doesn't come in tapped. I think I would use this if it wasn't a sorcery. If this was like an artifact or something, I'd be totally down for it. But yeah, and then you can use the other effect to you can kicker it and put 2 lands on the battlefield. So I'm actually might try this out on the main board, but this is just something you can grab if you ever like make your own luck and you hit invasion early on and you've got expensive spells in your hand, but you just need a ramp option. Growth from the Ashes is just a solid ramp option for you. Lets you, you've played invasion already, you've played make your own luck, so that means that you have at least 5 mana and you can use the full effect. Just a nice little thing. And even if for the 3 mana one, it's like a better glimpse, because it costs 3 mana, but you get the 1 of the mana back from Glimpse, and you get to get an island. So yeah, it's a solid card. It's a solid card. The next card we got is Cease and Desist. Cease and Desist is really nice because it's like 2 cards in 1. So this actually kind of fills up 2 parts of the board. Like either you're going to need an instant that removes cards from the graveyard, right? Or just destroying all artifacts and enchantments. There's certain decks that just sit with them on the board. Cease and Desist is just a way to board wipe those certain type of deck if you played against like the Azorius artifact simulacrum kind of deck. And then the rest of this is we've got 3 different counters in here. So 3 steps is good if you don't have Omniscience on the board. 3 steps is if 3 steps is good if you have mana, right? If you have mana to actually use as the counter, then 3 steps is good. The problem with 3 steps, when you have Omniscience on the board, you can't, even if you could cast 3 steps, you can't cast like the counter target spell. You can't cast the spree cost, right? So you can't, it won't work with Omniscience. Whereas like Disdainful Stroke and Negate will. So I kind of put 2 in here in case like different options. Either you need Negate to counter some kind of non-creature spell, or Disdainful Stroke to counter pretty much everything above that, right? Obviously, we might not be able to hit something that's less than 3 or less mana and is like a creature spell, sure, but other than that, you're kind of hitting everything. And then the last 2 cards in here are 2 Ghost Vacuum. I put these in when we're against graveyard decks. I take out Ironcrag and I put in that Ghost Vacuum. Just really nice to slow down your opponent. A lot of these graveyard decks are kind of doing kind of a little combo-y thing themselves, and we want to slow them down so we can do our thing. That's the deck. Otherwise, let's talk about the land base, and then I'll wrap it up here. We've got 10 basics, which is a little bit more than you'd see on average, but obviously we've got Bloomvine Regions, we've got Fenrir, we've got Glimpse, so we have Zendikar, so we have a lot of ways that we're grabbing basics out of our deck. And then the rest of these are, we got the 4 Mistrise Village, works really well in the deck. Pretty much always comes in untapped because we have, Glimpse, because we have, Region or whatever. Where either you have this on turn 1 where you play this and then you play like like a Willow Rush Verge, right? And it comes in tapped. Or by the time it's turn 2, you've glimpsed and now you've got your forest and your Mistrise Village is going to come in untapped. So just a really nice addition, and makes all your stuff uncounterable. Botanical Sanctum, I'm running 2 of. A lot of times you're ramping on 2, so Botanical Sanctum past turn 2 comes in untapped. So you really don't want to go high up on the Botanical Sanctums, but it's a nice way to make sure you have both your colors and not painfully. Hedge Maze, I've liked, kind of fills out the curve. It's nice with Joint Expiration on your opponent's turn to kind of set up your next draw as well. Just fills out when you want to, cast it. It comes in tapped, which is annoying, but, getting that Surveil every once in a while is pretty nice. Verges, I'm running 2 of the Willow Rush Verge. The problem with Willow Rush Verge is it's at its base, it's an island, or it taps for blue, so you really need green with this deck. If you don't have green, you kind of can't cast anything. If you don't have blue, you can find blue, right? You have plenty of ways to get blue mana. You don't have a lot of ways to get green mana if you have blue. So really, really important and the last one is Yavimaya Coast. Yavimaya Coast, again, it's like just another untapped way to have blue and green. And the really nice thing about Yavimaya Coast is like, in a lot of decks, this would be a pain land and it would hurt you every turn. But because you're playing this ramp deck, you might get pinged once or twice with this card, and then beyond that, you've kind of you've already ramped past it, and you've taken 1 or 2 damage, have an untapped land, have your mana correct. It's priceless. That's the deck. I'm excited for you guys to see the games. Really, really have enjoyed making this deck. Really enjoyed playing it. I will see you after the games for a bit of a wrap up, a debrief, and yeah, enjoy the games. It's because it's in the deck, obviously. Oh yeah, true. He just knows. He just fucking knows. He knows he's foot. I don't know, dude. I really do think I just kind of cooked here. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I really think I might have just cooked. I think I finally fucking made my fucking piece de resistance. You know what I mean? Now, he does have almost Delirium on turn fucking 2 with Fear of Missing Out. And we're fucked. I just wanted Simic Portent to be good. So if I Zendikar here, we're going to have 6 mana going to the next turn, and then we can Ironcrag. We'll have 6 mana going to the next turn, 7 mana after we Ironcrag, or 7 mana after we play our land, and then 8 mana with Ironcrag. So we can Ironcrag Glimpse, that's 4. Joint Exploration twice. Or just Ironcrag now because it gives mana this turn? No, it doesn't. Not necessary, right? I mean, we just need to hit a spell. We might just be fucking dead next turn, honestly. We do have a lot of lands, but that's about all we got going for us. I'm definitely scared of what in the next card he plays. And I mean, an Ugin would be fucking great. Give me an Ugin. Oh, wait, this actually stops him from hitting Delirium. That is a Yuna. Definitely don't mind just putting a blocker on board. Actually, Joint Exploration is probably better because they almost guarantee have a way to kill this Fenrir. Like, they have Lightning Helix, or well, I guess if they don't have Torch, they can't Yuna, so they probably just want a Yuna. Okay, I will trade. Okay, well, we're gonna have to hit here, chat. We're gonna have to hit with these Joint Explorations. Put an upkeep stop. Fuck me, I did not put an upkeep stop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We actually would have, if we had drawn this. We need to hit Portent. Oh my god, we're good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, it's probably not even enough, but we'll try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8? It's probably not good enough, but especially since we just put a fucking Omniscience on the bottom. Yeah, not looking like it. Well, actually, do we live? That's the question. I mean, I guess we could have not Portenton for 8. I don't think this is good enough, but we need like an Ugin. Oh yeah, no, we're definitely dead. I forgot that gives +2/+2 and trample. I mean, his hand was definitely... We took too much damage early, but it's like... That's kind of why I really do like Fenrir, is in situations like that, it slows your opponent down quite a bit. Right? Like, it would have saved us like 8 damage there. Or it would have saved us something. I guess they could have had like an instant, so maybe it wouldn't have mattered. That Delirium card's kind of scary. That hand sucks. This hand is not the best, but not the worst. We do have an Ugin. We have a joint expiration. It's so funny, dude. It's actually so funny. People just put it... People just see Omniscience and they'll just put fucking Ghost Vacuum in. Or maybe they're doing it to compete with my... I don't know. Oof, that was a really bad hit. I mean, there's no reason for them to Ghost Vacuum this. Okay. Two, three, four, five, six. Sucks that we missed the land drop, but I mean, we could have gotten rid of the joint expiration. It's kind of whatever. The fuck? Didn't expect that one, chat. I mean, definitely didn't expect that one. Taste of the Locked Hothouse, huh? I was thinking about adding it to this deck, but it's just so slow. It's so fucking slow. 4 mana, you play additional land on a turn, and then you have 7 more, you can look at the top of your deck. This is not what this deck's trying to do. I think if we were like... Yeah, I don't know. Let me get Fenrir on 3, which is pretty good. Fear's a little sketch. We do have a Portent, though. I think Portent will carry us. It's at least my hope. I don't know if I join yeah, I definitely join Exploration. We have too many lands here. We can maybe hit are they stuck on 2 lands? Wolf. Maybe, yeah, maybe. That is literally exactly what I wanted to see. I mean, we may have wanted to see ramp, but make your own luck for turn 5. It might be a little too slow. I mean, there's nothing I could have really done. Okay, they get their case back. Do we want to give them ramp or what? I think we just take this. Okay, winnable. I mean, Chimmel's not great, to be fair, but it's... I mean, with Omniscience on the board, probably going to be good enough. Try to conserve some life here. I was definitely considering playing the Bloomvine Regent, but I think getting Chill on board and just getting value is probably also pretty good. A little Sunset vibe here. Won't be Sunset here for a while. Could just heal. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. To do for 6. Could just heal. I mean, fuck it. Okay. I mean, that's better than nothing. These Chimmel hits are not ideal, but it is what it is. He's out ramped us. Yeah, we didn't have a particularly good hand, but double removal and we're fucking dead, I think. It would take 6-9. Yeah, if he has double removal, we lose. Okay, he doesn't have double removal. Discards the Funa, draws. Okay. Case is scary. It's getting to see a lot of cards. Yep. We're taking 2. I'm not taking that much damage, honestly. Wait, what? Okay, we're taking... What? Why would you put it on the thing that I can kill? Okay. Amazing. Still one off from Uganing. Or a few off, actually, 2 off. I think it's just gotta be Ugin, right? Kill the fear of missing out. Shouldn't have played, I mean, slight mistake playing the land there, but it's fine. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. It doesn't like, we're pulling so many lands out of our deck, like, and we're running 23 lands. It's not worth, and we don't really take advantage of like the tapped land thing. I think Spelunking has a place in like a five color version of this deck where you kind of have to play sure. No lightning helix one time. He might have sideboarded it out. He's looking for something. I mean, you can't lightning helix me anymore. I think we're fine. Does have oh, okay, he doesn't even have, he's just fucked. He doesn't even have get lost mana anymore. Unless there's something that can burn me from the graveyard, I think we're okay. Okay, the question here is like, do we actually win even after we play the Omniscience? Important. I mean, we looked through a lot of our deck, I guess. It's definitely the play. Oh wait, cancel? Are we doing? I do not want to pay the 2. GG. Oh, whoopsies. Whoopsies. Oh, nice. Oh, that's GG. Oh, we can't do it for 1, can we? This hand's terrible. This hand's a lot better. I think we just get rid of Invasion. Maybe Meringue. Now let's get rid of the Invasion. I mean, we might miss a land drop, and Invasion will save us from that. Next time, just bring up Family Guy clips and talk to chat. Maybe that is the way. I don't know what you take here, Chimmel? Or Glimpse? Or Ixalan? I'll probably take... I'm not going to tell you, chat. Okay, I probably would have taken the Glimpse, I think. Because I can... That would stop me from really double spelling here. The one time I put a tap land in my deck, chat. The one time. High roll us one time. If we'd kept the land on top, chat. If we'd kept the land on top, I assume there'd be more lands. Yeah, that's I think. Unlucky. Well, they tapped out. I think we win actually from this, just from them tapping out. It was Chimmel, and now our shit's uncounterable. That should be good enough. As long as we're not dead here. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. No, we're not dead here. Okay. Literally our worst hit with Chimmel. Beautiful, beautiful. That is our third Port of Calamity. They're drawing a lot of cards, but they don't have a way to counter now, so we'll see what happens. We've also low rolled pretty well, so we have a lot of. We'll see. I mean, good. I mean, we have to do this, I think. Hell yes. Hell yes, sir. Counter these nuts in your mouth, opponent. Sure, buddy. I don't think drawing cards is going to help you. Oh wait, Spelunking goes crazy here, chat. We're gonna get to Portent again. Yeah, I mean, I'll keep it just because it's removal, which is good enough for me. GG, you are fooked. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. No, yeah, we're gonna go through our whole deck here, I think. This guy thinks he's got a chance. He doesn't even know, chat. Yeah, good call, Z Games. Yeah, I mean, if I didn't see that line, I would have been upset with myself for sure. Maybe Spelunking is just better than Fenrir. I don't know. Fenrir is double typed though, right? Like it does count as a creature and as an enchantment, which is pretty relevant. So maybe like an even split of them. I definitely just like, maybe it's just a one of is fine though. I think just one of Spelunking. The double types are very relevant for sure. Are we gonna beat Demir again? Okay. Taking all my ramp options here. I probably should have thought about that because that might not be the play, but we'll see what happens. I mean, yeah, Drowner, sure. If we don't draw a land, it probably Bloomvine over Heaped Harvest. Okay, we did draw a land, so I think we just... I guess we just end the card here. I'm gonna grab a force just because otherwise we're taking damage from our coast. I have 7 mana. Taking 6 here. I maybe should have Bloomvine. Well, no, I guess I didn't really have the chance to. Okay. I'm gonna go for this. It's kind of a risky play, but 4, 6. This is kind of risky. Maybe not needed, but I think I'm gonna go for it. Okay, that was bad. That was bad. Not needed at all. I mean, we need to be fair, our draws were not going to be good enough anyways. So maybe that was fine. I guess I could have just done it for 2 mana though. Like I really did not need to do it for 3 mana. Okay, so we should have just Heaped Harvest and then did it for 2 mana. And then we might have had a chance. Whoopsies. Takes the Ugin, I assume. If I had one joint expert, wow. That's surprising. Do I want to risk it this time? I kind of do. Should put this land down first, though. I mean, he's missing land drops. I literally don't have to do shit. You can counter it. We have second one anyways. The very free game. Is Momir the one where you get to play free shit? You play everything with like lands and stuff? Makes sense it slaps against slow. Yeah. Oh, 100%. What the fuck? I saw a Thundering Falls and now they have a Voice of Victory. Color me confused. I mean, I make them have something here. Could have done it for 3, but it's just like not even needed for at 3. We can make your own luck with Mysterized Village next turn. Dispelling Exile, sure. They would have made me pay 4. There's no beating that. I mean, we can Mysterized Village, but that's about it. If they tap out, we have another one. Mysterized Village doing God's work here. They have Meringue now, which is a little spooky, but it's fine. Oh, that's a free Omniscience. Thank you very much. GG. Yeah, turn 3 is the it's the best time to do things against decks like this because either they have to be inefficient. I don't know. I guess turn 4 is slightly better. Turn 2 is definitely bad. I guess turn 4 is maybe better. Sometimes they can double spell it on turn 4 though. You didn't want to use Demo Field here, huh? We're just gonna allow the Omniscience to hit the board. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. Yeah, turn 4 makes sense. Turn 4 because like they're actually gonna cast Meringue, right? Especially because like turn 2 is terrible because then it just lets them stock up usually for free. Unless it's just like you have your turn, but like with this stack, it's fine because you just turn 2, you're ramping. Like you don't care, you counter it or not. I have to get through the counters, and then at some point, Mistrized Village just wins us the game. Also, we should have put in second Arcavios. I have an Arcavios for this matchup just because it's if you know if one gets like milled or something, then we need the second one. Right. I mean, I think like the only time is when you actually have options on turn 2, which is very rare. We'd prefer not to play the Mistrized Village, but we will if we have to. Nice. Okay, so it looks like we won't have to play it for a little while. Tishana, ew. That's pretty rough. That's pretty rough. If they tap out here, we play Spelunking. If they don't tap out, we just hold up Meringue. It kind of changes things, but I'm still going to do the same. I mean, yeah, no, we just pass Meringue. Like we could glimpse as well. I think that would have been. I guess we could have just glimpsed with Mistrized Village. It's not terrible. Okay. Man, I'd rather just hit my land drop than... Like, we can't get the land drop back, so it's better to just do this. Fuck. Actually missing land drop here is crazy. Just played a match with this deck. Smash Mono Red. The song is sus. This song? Yeah, I think Glimpse is probably better. Now that you say that, like, it's kind of rough. I have to high roll here and hit. Yeah, okay. I mean, do this. We draw land. We get to Ugin, and that keeps us alive. I guess we don't have a Lightning Helix. No way we are alive. I mean, we can pray. We hope and pray. Number one ramper right here. What? They didn't have a counter at all, huh? They're just looking for that counter. Get lost, sure. Pretty huge. Resolving that Ugin. Getting that 3 life gain is fucking massive. I get to stock up? I mean, best draw here would probably be what? Like Iron Crag? So we just remove both things. Other get lost, sure. I mean, he's already used 2 get lost. I feel like this is somewhat safe. Okay. Just missing land drops here is the rough part. Spelunking, yeah. I mean, we bounce those 2, heal with. We're technically alive. I think milling the meringue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, the meringue keeps us alive, I guess. But yeah, maybe it was better to mill. Oh, we're taking. Oh my fucking word! We're dead. F. I mean, we had some pretty poor draws, to be honest. We had some pretty poor draws. Just missing the land drops was the problem. Like, when we missed the land drop with Ixalan, that was where it got kind of rough. We need a way. You know what we do need a way? We probably want to, like, get a way to get Mistrise Village in. I mean, triple Portent is a good thing to have in this deck. Yeah, we'll take the 2-mana ramp. They're looking for an untapped land, or they just have a ton of lands? Probably just have a ton of lands. Three mana, definitely a turn we just pass. Do it for 3 and just try to hit land drops here. Jesus Christ. I mean, it gets us land drops, I guess. I mean, if we resolve Chimmel, we win, so... Yeah, exactly. We're fine. Sure. Did you have exercise? They did show us exercise. I don't even care. I just want to fucking ramp. No, that was a bug. Yeah, it was a bug. It was a bug. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, they're just getting fucking slammed on repeat here. Hey, let's go. That was Mythic.